The three gates of mastery. Have you ever noticed how some people seem almost enchanted by success? They touch something, and it flourishes. They start a business, and within a short time, it thrives. They pick up a creative skill and soon perform at a professional level. They step into competitive arenas and rise quickly, while others with years of experience remain stuck. When people see this, they usually say the same things. They're just lucky. They had connections. They were born talented. You've heard it before. Maybe you've even believed it. But what if none of that is true? What if success has very little to do with luck, privilege, or natural ability, and everything to do with perception? The truth is this: masters don't merely work harder or smarter. They see differently.
Allie.
They experience reality through a deeper form of awareness. In ancient Japan, this way of seeing had a name. It was the ability to perceive not only with the eyes, but with the unified intelligence of mind, body, and spirit. This wasn't mysticism. It was a skill trainable, repeatable, and teachable, and those who mastered it became extraordinary. But there is a cost. To walk this path, you must let go of who you think you are. You must question everything you believe about learning, growth, and mastery itself. Before we go further, take a moment. Ask yourself, what is one skill you've been trying to master but haven't broken through yet? Hold that thought. Now let me tell you a story. The boy who wanted to master the sword long ago. In feudal Japan, there lived a boy named Kenji. From the age of 13, he carried a single obsession: to become a master swordsman. He wasn't born into a warrior family. He had no mentor, no status, no advantage. Only an intense inner fire that refused to fade. While others accepted lives as farmers or merchants, Kenji studied the way of the sword obsessively. He watched traveling samurai, memorized their movements, studied ancient texts, and absorbed every lesson he could find. By 16, he could recite combat philosophy by heart. He knew the names of every classical form. He understood strategy, history, and tradition. Yet when he held a wooden sword, something felt wrong. His movements were stiff, awkward, forced. The elegance he admired in others vanished the moment he tried to perform it himself. Years passed. His knowledge grew, but his skill did not. Then one afternoon, while training alone in the forest, an old ronin appeared. "You move like a man reciting poetry in a language he doesn't understand," the old warrior said. "You know the words, but not their meaning." Shamed Kenji replied, "I've studied everything I could find." "You've studied about the sword?" the ronin said. "That is not the same as knowing it." The man introduced himself as Tishi, a former warrior who had served many lords. He looked at Kenji with calm intensity. "You are trying to learn with your mind alone," he said. "But the sword cannot be learned that way." The three minds. Tishi explained that human intelligence is not singular. There are three minds. He said, "The first is the thinking mind. This is logic, analysis, memory. It learns concepts and techniques. It is useful but limited. The second is the body mind. This intelligence lives in the muscles, nerves, and movement itself. It does not think in words, but understands through sensation and repetition. The third is the spirit mind, the deepest level. It perceives without thought. This is where action and awareness become one. The masters call this Mushin no mind. Kenji was confused. "How do I train something I can't think about?" "That confusion," Tishi replied, "is the beginning." The first gate, the body learned Tishi, led Kenji to a clearing. 4. 6 months, he said. You will practice a single form, nothing else. Kenji was stunned. One form? For half a year? But Tishi was firm. You are training your body to speak. Right now, your thoughts shout orders at it like a nervous general. That will never create mastery. Kenji practiced daily, slowly, repetitively, without analysis. At first, his mind rebelled. It criticized. It doubted. It interfered. But over time, something changed. One day, during a repetition, his body moved perfectly without instruction. No thought, no effort. Tishi nodded. That moment, he said, was your body waking up. Modern science now confirms what the ancients already knew. Repeated movement transfers control from the conscious brain to deeper neural systems. Once this happens, action becomes fluid, fast and natural. This was the first gate. The second gate. Adaptation. After months of discipline, Tishi changed the training. Now, Kenji faced unpredictability. Attacks from different angles, shifting rhythms. Multiple opponents. At first, he struggled. "You've learned to speak one sentence perfectly," Tishi explained.
Oh.
"Now you must learn to speak freely." This phase wasn't about technique, it was about responsiveness. Kenji learned to feel distance, timing, and intention. He began sensing movement before it happened. His body reacted before thought could interfere. This was the awakening of perception. His awareness expanded beyond sight. He could feel tension, hesitation, and intent in others. The body was learning to read reality itself. This was the second gate. The third gate. No mind. After years of training, Tishi spoke again. "You are skilled now, but you are not yet free." The third gate, he explained, was not about doing more, but about releasing everything. You must stop trying. Kenji struggled deeply. Every attempt to let go became effort itself, until one day something shifted. While practicing, thought vanished. There was no him moving, only movement. No decision, no hesitation, just flow. Tishi watched silently. "This is Mushin," he said. "It's not something you achieve, but something revealed when nothing blocks it." Kenji had entered the third gate, the truth of mastery. Years later, Kenji became a teacher himself. When students asked for his secret, he would say, "There is no secret, only the path." The three gates were not exclusive to swordsmanship. They applied to everything: music, business, art, relationships, life. First, discipline and repetition. Second, adaptability and perception. Third, surrender into awareness. Most people fail because they try to skip stages. They chase flow without foundation. They seek mastery without patience. But mastery is not something you reach. It is something that reveals itself when you stop resisting the process. Kenji's final teaching was simple. You are not becoming something new. You are remembering what you already are. Mind, body, spirit, not separate but one.